Hello YouTube, GrimJahk here, and welcome to my new series, Agrarian Skies 2, The Early Basics. I will be covering aspects of the game that should be useful to the newer players. Things from mob farms, early food production, starting automation, getting rolling in Botanica. It'll all depend on what mood strikes me, but for now I am starting on a brand new map. I have loaded the plain platform, the original, which I believe is called the Sweet Reminisce. I'm going to just get rolling, and today my first early goal is actually to do the mob farm. I want the mob farm early on, and I think I'm going to get there. I'm not sure what I'm going to completely accomplish today, but I'll be right back. And I'm back. My very second tree. I don't know what it is, but when I'm recording for YouTube, everything becomes a giant tree. I just don't understand it, but I can't complain. Okay, well, let's start chopping it down. Oh, wow. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and keep going from here just because I got a little bit to say while I'm doing the mindless stuff. I've been a gamer all my life, and what I've always enjoyed is giving back to the community, helping out the players that might be able to learn from my experience or even my thought process. I love helping out, so that's why I decided to start doing some YouTube videos. And I hope that they are both helpful and educational, if not even slightly entertaining when I do silly things. But above all, Minecraft has been an incredible outlet for me. I just enjoy the creativity end of it, even though I'm not all that creative. I love the challenge of accomplishing a task that I set myself out to do, which is why when the original Agrarian Skies came out, I was hooked. It was an awesome thing for me. I loved getting into every little aspect of it, all the way to the big reactors. I loved automating all of the little bits here, there, and everywhere. And it opened up Minecraft to me in an entirely different way than I had been able to enjoy previously. So that being said, when Agrarian Skies 2 came out, it was an awesome thing for me. I really jumped into it early on. I enjoyed just about every aspect of it, and I'm already out of space. So let's do this. So I enjoyed jumping in and just having a blast. It's a wonderful pack. I'm enjoying it so far. And so I figured, since I was already participating heavily on the forums, and I had already been thinking about doing YouTube, I just went ahead, jumped right on in, and did a quick tour of my main base, and also some thoughts about what I think are very useful early on in the game, whether it's the storage or ways of automating. So taking that naturally one step further, and the fact that I enjoy teaching, I am here to continue that trend. Ooh, that was almost fatal. That would not have been fun. Well, it would have been funny for you, but I am starting this, like I said, as you know, from scratch, and there comes down my second tree in the game. And I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I'll be back in a little bit. Just a quick jump back. As you see, I've already started off with some of my tools. The wooden tools for the purpose of getting rid of these lockouts on inventory. I hate them. So just figured I'd... there we go. Achievements show you. I'm trying to get that stuff clear as quickly as possible. Because, again, that's just one of those things that is just so utterly annoying to me. I know Jaded has her reasons for putting it in. To me, it's just a frustration. I'm sure some of you feel that same way. Some of you love it. Don't know. Anyhow, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. So one of the first off, I took my second dirt. As soon as I got some silkworms, planted it over here to the side to get some silkworms and strings going. I've already made one barrel, which I've thrown in here with some saplings, so I now have some more dirt. I pitched all of the wooden tools over the side, and one other thing, very minor thing, but it's worth noting. Just as other tools, if you start running low, you can always combine them to repair your tools. Early game, saving a few extra hits on a crook might be worthwhile. So I just figured I'd toss that back out there while I'm in the process of harvesting my trees. And again, I'll be back in a few minutes. Another thing to note, I'm back. Another thing to note, whenever it starts raining, early game, you definitely want to get a couple barrels out to fill up with water. Any map you're on, you will have a source of water, but it's probably a good idea to get yourself set early on to be able to set yourself up with your own infinite water source. And here we go. I'm going to start harvesting up this. And again, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back again with another quick tip. Drying racks are your friend. Early apples may be somewhat useful, but if you take your slabs, get yourself some drying racks set up in such a way that you can basically, doesn't take long, and you will have dried fruit, which gives you a little more filling and a little more saturation. So that's also a very reasonable early use of your resources and time. Get myself 2 sets, like so. And just like that, I've already got dried fruit. So if you take a look at your inventory and you hold shift, you can see the value in the lower right corner. So I'm getting a shank and a half of food and half a saturation. For apples, you get half a shank and almost a quarter saturation. So you can see that for that small investment in time, it's well worth increasing the value of the food that you are pulling off of those trees. And again, I'll be back shortly. A couple more points that I will mention is that quest progression, I like to start with a pretty much a rush down to the slab furnace, because the reward on the slab furnace is a rather heavily enchanted bone crook, which is always helpful and useful early on. With the sugarcane. Yes, that was kind of a silly decision, but you'll see why in a little bit. I'm hurrying through eggs, definitely. I'm hurrying through down here, and again, goal is to get through and get this done. And I will be back. Well, let me get I want to see what the saturation is on cooked silkworm. Oh, it didn't cook them. I threw that in there and it didn't cook them. So it may not be possible to cook silkworms in the frying pan. Either that or it ran out of material and never finished the job. Anyhow, I'll be back. And this is why I wanted those sugarcane seeds. I'm going to start a very small sugarcane farm here so that I can get my fishing rod, so that I can get to the, let's back out of that, get down here to the slab furnace. Yes, I have other stuff I can be working on, but that's to me an early, quick challenge. Oh, I already threw my wooden pickaxe away. Well, that was clever. Anyhow, I'll be back. And I'm back. As I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to get to a mob farm, and I want to get that started early on because I am already out of, almost out of bone meal. Now, the important thing to note when you're working on mob spawners or anything on this map, or pretty much any of the maps, is unless you've got everything lit up, make sure you're doing all of your ranged stuff on lower half slabs and doing it during the day so you don't have spawns over there while you're working. Because if something spawns while you're working over there and you're not paying attention, you get hit and knocked over the edge, which generally sucks. So, and especially at this point in the game when you don't have a reincarnating bag of holding, as I mentioned before, that is something you probably would not enjoy being the losing. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to turn on my lighting, and you'll see that this is a spawnable location. I want it up high, but I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I'll show you in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break again while I have the opportunity, and I will be back. And I'm back, and I made a mistake. I started building my platform with nowhere near enough lighting, nowhere near enough materials. So I end up with a situation that I need to stay near the spawn area. Wow, that was close. I need to stay near the spawn area to try and make sure that I am not allowing mobs to spawn anywhere on the island. So this is a nice little challenge. Yes, you see I took the frying pan early on, and it kind of paid off there because I don't think the pick would have allowed me to survive that particular encounter between either one of those mobs. The knockback on the pan is very useful, obviously. And so I am now waiting out the night here in Limbo before I get my spawner finished. So let that be a lesson. Don't do it with less than 4 stacks of slabs, because I think I had 3 when I did this. And, well, I could have made this narrower, but glad I didn't. So, again, I'm going to wait through the night, and I'll break into recording if it looks like I'm going to have to fight again. But other than that, this is just going to be a lot of thumb twiddling. So, catch you in a few moments. Yep, moved too far from the edge of the... Moved too far from the edge of where I was. And there we go. I tried to trim down that tree a little bit, and that was a mistake. It moved me just out of range, and they immediately spawned. So, yeah, I'm going to just sit here and wait out the night. I'll be back. Okay, now that I'm down to the last few moments before daylight breaks, we're going to basically talk about the fact that my goal here is to make a 3 tall spawner for Endermen. I will block off the front section and lock them in on the back and still have shots at their ankles. So this will allow me mostly to get some ender pearls, get some zombie flesh, which I can dry out for jerky, and also let me get bone meal so that I can continue to go with trees. Then I'll start exploring some of the other quests and progress along. But my primary goal for this episode of the early basics will be done. The mob farm. It's always a good value early on if you can get it. You want it to be 25 to 30 spaces away from your general area of work. And It's okay, good. It is nice and clear. The sun is now coming up, which means I can start clearing again and get some more wood and get this finished. And I'm keeping a very nervous eye on my mini map, which I've enlarged slightly just so that I can see things pop up. But now that the stars have almost completely faded, I will be safe. And yeah, there we go. All right, so again, I will be back in a moment when I've finished the mob farm and you can see the end results. And there you have it. It is complete. I will still do a little bit of cleanup once I get a little more materials, but you can see by the F7 that I now have 7 red squares, 3 interior height. So I will come over here and work on my trees a little bit, stay out of the range. And I expect that before I finish clearing out this there we go. I'm already spawning mobs over there, which is exactly what I was expecting. So I say that that is a success. And I will now have all of the bone meal and other goodies I could need for a short period of time. And matter of fact, I can go get another... Oh, there we go. There's a skeleton. And the reason for putting planks in here is those skeletons can shoot you through those gaps. But, yeah, this will get me another achievement, which will allow me to free up another inventory slot. And the other thing to note is that if you hit F3, most of the single-player games put you in an ocean biome. The ocean biome is currently configured to only allow mob spawns. You should not have bats. If you'll notice when you watch some of the popular streamers and YouTubers, they have custom maps that don't have them in an ocean biome, so they do get bats in dark rooms. So in this particular case, on this map, you don't. All right, well, I would go so far as to say that this is a success. I am happy with the results from how quickly I've gotten this up and running. I now have bones, which means I now have more bone meal. And that was that quick. And whoop, there we go. It works like that. And I'm going to, let's see, what else do I have on my quest book to it? Oops, I got some jerky to make. So let's throw this stuff up here. And get that apple up there as well. And I have fruit. And there we go. And let's go ahead and put this back down. Let's see, my quest book. I completed that, and I'm gonna make a pot later. Reward bags are always more useful, at least for me. And let's see, what did I get? This is more useful than you can begin to imagine. I think I can use the colored glowstone to make my production stuff. Colored glowstone. Yes, I can. All right, so I still need to be able to smelt 1 or 2 of them up for that, but I'm going to have my production table faster than I thought. And I wonder, now I don't think I can reverse engine. Oh, those are glowstone. Okay, well, that's even better. So now I can do, here I was thinking it was cobblestone. I can put these around and stop worrying about surprise mobs. Perfect timing. Love it. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching. I hope that what I am providing you on this channel is something of value to you, and that's why that didn't grow. It's got no light. There we go. I hope that what I am putting out here is something that you're enjoying and it's of value to you. I appreciate those that have subscribed, and I am greatly looking forward to sharing more of my experiences with the players that want to that can find some value in it. So thank you again for stopping by, and be well. Bye-bye.